if you haven't already bet Offensive Rookie of the Year, you are running out of time to add Kenny Pickett or even Malik Willis into your account. Am I on something or onto something there?
Okay, I'll go with the latter there. Willis, yes. I don't see anything that's going to change if they make a quarterback change to Pickett. And to me, the problem is also scheme and play calling in Pittsburgh. But you might have something there with Willis because it was ugly on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And if you factor in what Paul Charchian, fantasy expert, told us yesterday, that it could be over for Henry, then it just you might as well throw him in there and see what the kid can do. Not that they were high on Tannehill anyways because of how the season ended last year.
Sure.
And he is off to a rough start. So
I would also say my biggest concern maybe for the whole Pickett angle is I don't think Tomlin is going to pull the trigger on this. He said so last night after the game.
Right, and you're not going to throw him in there with the schedule that's coming up for him.
I would agree with that.
It's brutal after the Jet game.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, once we see Kenny Pickett, I think at earliest it's going to be like week whatever that is after the bye week, middle of the season. I don't think he makes that move this week or next week or anytime soon.
Yeah, a little bit of both there. Am I on something or onto something? I'm thinking about using the Bengals in Survivor.
Well, you're definitely onto something, right? Because again, this week, what are the other choices that you have?
Minnesota, Chargers.
You could do Minnesota, but you have how many picks left?
Three.
Okay, well then, are you going to use them? Are you talking about all three, or are you going to spread it up a little bit? Okay,
just one. Well, considering how the season has gone so far.
No, I understand that.
How bad they've looked.
I understand, but I mean, we just talked to Adam Chernoff. He made the great case, not only, to win the game, but he likes him to cover the spread. I mean, if Burrow can't snap out of the offensive funk against this team, then it's going to be a long, long year, evidently, for Cincinnati. Yeah, I mean, because you have to get right against the Jets' defense.
You'll kiss the playoffs goodbye, too.
You can't.
If you lose this game.
I don't think you use the Eagles this week. But what do I know?
No.
I lost, and I'm already out.
Come on. Look at this now. Come on.
Here we go.
Eagles. Look at all the opportunities with the Eagles. Jacksonville at home next week. Pittsburgh at home. Washington at home. Tennessee at home. Way too many opportunities. You even go to Chicago, which I know you don't want to play road teams, but there's way too many opportunities with the Eagles. Can't use them in a road division game. Maybe I should ask you the Chargers. Because you don't know the status of if 9-0 ATS against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's lost 18 in a row on the road, as you mentioned. 18-2 ATS at home against the AFC South.
Well,
That's another one, but you don't know. You got to wait till Herbert.
That's the thing. I can't give you an answer on the Chargers until later on today when we find out maybe a little bit more with the injury report. Am I on something or onto something? I bet Tua earlier this week 27-1. To lead the league in passing yards for the season. He's on top right now, and you have to love his coach and the weapons that they have provided for him.
On to something. Yeah. Hill, 19 receptions. Waddle, 16 receptions.
What if they
didn't look good in week one.
What if the Bills secondary is banged up this week, like Adam was just telling us, and the injury report says, and he goes for 350 again today? Do you know who's number 2 in passing yards right now? It's 2 weeks. So
Goff?
Carson Wentz.
Really?
Yeah, you and I had a tug of war on Wentz versus Ryan.
Yes, you got mad at me. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was mocking you behind your back, along with a lot of other people that I'm not going to tell you, but I'm not going to name names. But I'm kidding. I'm just joking. But the
Matt Ryan love affair is ridiculous. The guy's had one great year. He's a compiler.
Well, I challenge you because I think Carson Wentz was...
Well, sure, that was fair. Well, how it ended, who could forget the Jacksonville game?
Yeah.
But he's been solid. Ryan has not. Absolutely. No, you have something there. That's a good price.
This might be live, you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. I would pick up the phone to see what the Falcons would want in return for tight end Kyle Pitts. On something? Onto something.
Oh, boy, you're selling low. Oh, boy. What are you going to...
You know what I would do?
Something. What are you going to get for him?
Yeah, first, what would you give for him?
I don't know. I know he's got a ton of talent and he's a star, but
they never use the guy.
I know.
They never throw him the ball. I would be very active, but this is just me. I would be, if I was ever a GM, I would be super aggressive in any sport, right? I would pick up the phone and just say, hey, I was thinking we got like a middle of second round pick maybe coming up next year. Anything there? I'll give you a second round pick for Pitts and I'll throw in like a fifth rounder 2 years from now.
That's a question for Lombardi. I don't even know what the market is.
I would offer that for him, though.
Okay. And I told you be careful on Matt Ryan, but you did say this. Why would you, if you go back to the draft, you said, why would Atlanta take him?
It never made any sense to me.
Too many needs, and that's...
That's why I said I'm looking forward to that game for many reasons. First of all, I have Kyle Pitts in 15 fantasy leagues. That's an exaggeration, but you got to understand my point. And if they don't throw him the ball a little bit more, I'm going to be pulling my hair out.
Well,
I'm going to have to do a TikTok video on this because I'm going to be bald when I come in on Monday.
Your dream scenarios could be in play. Kittle and Pitts on the same team.
Oh, that was just shut it down. Shut it down. It's over with then. 3
people in the last week have told me that they've been hit by a driver who ran a red light here and they were T-boned. Am I on something or onto something? Las Vegas has the worst drivers.
Well, this will...
you see how they behave when it rains?
Here's the thing. Regardless, you could be listening in Knoxville, Tennessee right now.
Okay.
You could be listening in some small part of California or anywhere. You're going to tell us where you live, it's the worst drivers in the country. Because that's what you see every single day, and no drivers, there's not going to be a single person that says, hey, I live in Toronto. Right. Let me tell you, the drivers are amazing here. Okay. Like that doesn't exist.
Well,
but from my travels and living in different cities, the Las Vegas is by far the worst. I've heard Miami horror stories down there, whatever, other big cities.
Traffic's bad, right?
This is unbelievable what happens in Las Vegas.
They're very aggressive in Los Angeles on the highways.
I think driving in LA is heavenly compared to Las Vegas. Wow. Other than being stuck in gridlock. I don't like that part, but I'm talking about when you're
bad. There's also there's something to how long the light stays red. While you get people who are like, I'm not sitting through, and they run the yellow and they run the red.
It's brutal.
I mean, at 3 people in a week. Oh, yeah, guy ran a red light, T-boned me. Oh, yeah.
3 people in 1 week.
Yeah, gal told me she woke up in the ambulance, out cold.
Wow.
But you have to factor in the people have no idea when it rains here what they're doing. And then the chances only happen a couple times in 20 years, but if it snows...
People totally panic.
Get out of here. Yeah, absolutely. Am I on something or onto something? It's much worse to put ketchup on a steak than ketchup on a hot dog.
Well, you're definitely on something. First of all, it's acceptable to put ketchup on a hot dog.
Well, it depends what you ask.
That's okay. I know.
But
I'm going to need security leaving here after I say that because people don't like that. But, right. You can't. I mean, where? Like, are you telling me you're going to go to a steakhouse and, oh, by the way, can I get a side of ketchup for my...
I was at, what's it, Charlie Palmer's? What's it called?
Yeah.
I was there. The couple next to me, she called, can I get the ketchup? That's like $80, $90 a steak at that place.
Sure. And I know.
And she's calling for the ketchup. And the ex used to always get the A1. I used to cower in the corner, but it's like, what am I going to do?
She's the ex for a reason, evidently. I know several nowadays.
Well, she knew. She goes, I know. I go, what, you're getting it well done? You're getting A1? What the hell are you doing? You embarrass me in public. I'm a public figure.
Yeah, some chefs nowadays will say, nope, sorry, we don't have it.
Yeah.
You can't get it.
Or they recommend their sauce. Yeah, like at Andiamo, they have the zip sauce, which is
and this is how the chef has prepared it, so this is what... Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
But I've told you that before.
They did that to Chris Webber. They laughed at him.
Oh, they did, yeah.
No, we're not doing No.
Yeah.
You go somewhere else, buddy.
Yep. Last one here. Losing Aaron Judge in free agency will hurt much worse than not winning the World Series for Yankees fans. Onto something.
Oh, absolutely. Onto something. Oh, sure. I don't expect them to beat Houston. If they lose Judge, that's a disaster.
Yeah.
Oh, forget it.
You can live another year without winning.
I don't expect them to. They'll be lucky to win a series. I mean, it depends how things break, but if they face a Toronto or something, I have to look at how the seedings work. But
the reason why
they're not beating Houston, but if and he goes to Boston
or the Mets,
oh boy,
which far-fetched maybe, but
and he might do it out of spite. I know he bet on himself, but if you watch that great documentary on Jeter, Cashman pissed him off. I mean, Jeter asked him the question. Well, the other guys are out, and Jeter goes, "Name them who?" And he said Nomar and Tulo and I can't remember who the other guy he mentioned. It pissed Jeter off.
Yep.
And it's like, this Cashman is bad news, man.
I couldn't imagine he's going to put together this season, and you're not going to pay the guy, and he would walk. Imagine that scenario. Time now for the pro tip of the hour. We would say here, don't be teaser happy. Check the payout on a moneyline parlay before teasing favorites down. I do that every single time before I put in a teaser if it involves favorites. If I'm teasing them down from 7.5 to 1.5 or 8.5 to 2.5, I always check the payout on the moneyline parlay first. That's the pro tip of the hour. We do one every hour on VSiN across every show, so that means at least 20 every day, and they're available for VSiN Pro subscribers only at VSiN.com, where you can sort them by sport and by show.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.